Hi guys, it's Mrs. Murphy from the Upton Town Library. Hopefully you had a chance to join our dragon story time yesterday, and this video is a video to show you the different crafts we had. So the first thing is an easy thing, and it's just a colored mask of a dragon. So you can find the printable for this on our website, on our event calendar. If you look up the event for Dragon Story Time, you'll find printables that you need for these activities. So here's our dragon mask. You can color it any way you like. I had my daughter color this one for me, and she chose to make it this red color with the purple horns, and it's kind of scary looking. And actually, to make it a little stiffer, all I did is glue it to a cereal box cover, and that cardboard gave it a little bit of weight, and it's not as flimsy. And then I taped a popsicle stick to the back. You can also tape some string to it or yarn and put it around your head safely, or a rubber band, anything like that would work. You might need help from the grown-ups to cut out the eyes because those were a little tricky, but you can have a lot of fun making those masks. So that's our first craft. Our second craft I'm going to show you how to make right now. It is a dragon finger puppet, and you'll find the printable for this as well on our event calendar. And if you look for Dragon Story Time, you'll find the dragon finger puppet. The first thing you'll need to do is color it. So I chose to use green, let me see, here we go, green, red, and yellow markers today, but you could use crayons, that works fine too, or colored pencils, and you need to color your dragon. Then I did something to make it a little more special. Can you see what I added? I added glitter. So I used some white school glue, and I traced the zigzag, and I put green glitter on it. You could do any color you like, and I thought that would be kind of fun. And now what I'm going to do is, now that it's cut out and it's ready to go, we're going to take Scotch tape. You could also use a glue stick, that might work well too, and we're going to wrap it around my finger. So I'm going to tilt my screen down so we can do that. I have this piece of old cardboard here. I like to work on something that can catch any of my spills, mistakes. So I'm going to take that. My glitter is still a little bit wet, so I'm going to be a little bit delicate today. And I'm going to make it a little loose, not too tight, because I want to be able to slide it right off. And this will fit better on your fingers. Your fingers are a little smaller than mine. This is definitely made for kids. You could make these with a friend and do a story together. And here's our dragon finger puppet. I am looking for the night. So you could have a fun little story with that guy. And that is our dragon finger puppet. I actually really like the glitter that we added. It kind of made it a little more fun than just a piece of paper. So that's my finger puppet. The last craft we're going to do is a bubble wrap stamped dragon. So you're going to need a few things for this. On our event calendar, on Dragon Story Time, you'll find some printables. There is one for a dragon head, and then there's one for all the little other parts that will go with our dragon craft. You can see these are for the flames, some for the eyes and the nostrils, horns, wings, and all these different parts. So you want to make sure you print out both of these. Now, you can either cut out the pieces and use them as stencils and trace, or if you have a way to print them on colored paper, that works well too. So that's what I've done today. And I have my head on this piece of paper. I used green construction paper. So I printed it on green. Then I am going to use my stencils. I'll cut these out and I'll trace them. And I'll trace them onto green for the horns, the wings, and the eyebrows. I will use orange paper for my fire, for the flames, and then I'll use some black paper for the eyes and the nostrils. If you have scrap paper around the house, that works well too. You don't have to use the stencils. If you want to create the details on your own, that's absolutely fine. So you'll also need scissors. You'll need paint. So this is just green washable tempera paint. You can get it at any craft store, Walmart, places like that. You'll need a paintbrush. I like this nice wide one because we're going to spread our paint onto bubble wrap. And that's what's going to make our stamp. We're going to paint our bubble wrap and press it onto the head. So the first thing we're going to do is tilt my screen down so you can see. And here's my head. I think the first thing we'll do today is the painting. So you can either put your stamp onto the paper and let it dry and then cut it out, or you can cut first and stamp. You're going to have some drying time either way, so that's all right. So let's take our bubble wrap. All you need is a little piece, not much at all. And I'm going to use my paint set. I keep a set of paints just like that with all my different colors. And I'm going to use green. So I'll turn it around here. And you want to get the side of the bubble wrap that has the raised side. Usually there's a flat side and a raised side. You want the side that you can feel each bubble. And you take your green paint and we're just going to lightly paint. There we go. Because when we press it, we want to see all the little bubbles. And those will look like dragon scales. I think what I'm going to do, actually, before I put it on here, I'm going to do a little test. I'm going to test it on my cardboard. See how I like it. We don't want to press too hard. Oh, see that there? Can you see my scales, how those look? That's what you're going for. So I'm going to paint it again, because we'll need a little more paint. Just very lightly over the top, covering all those bubbles. And now we're ready to press. We might need to do this a few times. I'm going to start at the top, just gently. Kind of give it a peek if you're not sure. Here we go. And I'm going to do it again till I get all the scales all over the dragon's face. If you don't have green paint, you could make a different colored dragon for sure. Use your imagination. But this is just the one I'm going to do today. Okay. It's okay if it goes out of the lines because we're going to cut that out later anyway. It might get a little messy from this. That's all right. Maybe I'll see if I have any paint left on this. There we go. I think that is good. So now we are going to take a break. Let this dry, and when we come back, I'll show you how to cut it out and assemble your pieces. All right, I've got all my other pieces cut out, but I'm going to show you before we assemble how I did my tracing. So I took all the stencil pieces and cut them out. I'm going to use a piece of scrap green paper, and this is how we would trace our wings, our side wings. Notice I'm not putting it right in the middle of the piece of paper because if I put it in the middle, I'd have all this extra all around. This way I can just use the corner and have all this left over. So you're going to trace your pieces and then you'll use your scissors to cut them out. So I could even cut like this, put my scrap to the side, and then cut my little pieces. Right. So you're going to end up with two of these side wings, two eyes, two nostrils, two flames, two horns, and two eyebrows. So you can see we've got all of our pieces right here, all cut out. And now we're going to cut out our dragon head as well. Get that all cut. So you won't see any of the parts that went over the edge. You won't even see the black line. If you cut a little narrower, this one is almost dry. And I think I forgot to tell you, you're going to need a glue stick. If that's okay. This would be a great piece to use to trace your wings and your horns and the eyebrows as well. So save your scraps. They're great. It's great to have a box of scraps at your house for when you do crafts like this. So I'm going to tilt my screen down and show you how we assemble. So here's our head. And I'm going to start by just laying out my pieces. Make sure I have everything I need. You can see, I think I'm going to start with the eyes. The two eyes are the smaller ones. So we'll need a glue stick. This is just an Elmer's glue stick. You could use school glue, the wet glue too. And those will go right about there. And then we've got horns and eyebrows. I think we'll do our horns first. I only need to glue a little on the bottom because they're going to hang right off the top. Like that. All right. And we'll glue our nostrils on. Doesn't really matter what order you go in. With the nostrils, you want to put the nostrils on before the flames. Let's get those eyebrows. There we go. Then we'll put some flames shooting out of the nostrils. Like that. And another one. And then for these side wings, I think what we're going to do is put a little on the edge. And then that way we can kind of pick it up and put it right underneath. Right on the edge, not the whole wing. And then on the edge. All right. Let's take a look and see how our dragon looks. Oh, pretty ferocious. So those are our dragon crafts for our dragon story time. We had our mask, we had our finger puppet, mask and our finger puppet, and our bubble wrap stamped dragon. Great thing to do is take your time doing these crafts, maybe read a dragon story with your child again, or any story that they like. Kind of will help the time pass by. The dragon bubble wrap craft is a lot of steps, but certainly if you have time to do it, it's a great way to spend some time together. So if you make these crafts, be sure to let us know. Send us a picture. We'd love to hear about it. And stay tuned for other events. Follow us on social media and check our website on our event calendar for future events. Bye, guys.